Leon, I'm excited about this one. This one is going to be fun. We really haven't had a chance to put hardly any focus on women's volleyball. Today, we get to do that with one of Batesville's finest, recently committed to FIU. Please welcome to the show, Reesa Zimmerman. What's
Hey
up, man?
everyone.
How you doing, Reesa?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. I
We are.
like the sweatshirt. I think your favorite basketball coach should get one of those.
I mean, I'll have to maybe look on the website and get you one, but
Just yeah, send him a link. That's all he needs. Well, listen, I see you already repping the new home team, and that is awesome. Let me just ask this one question. So, when you got the letter, when you knew that FIU wanted you, take me to that moment. What was that like for you?
yeah, so it was before a volleyball game during JV was playing,
Mm-hmm.
and they sent me a text and it was just like, "Oh, we're interested." And I actually started like freaking out to my friends because I always loved FIU and I knew they just got new coaches, so their
Right.
program is already on the uprise and obviously it's a beautiful area, so I was already excited as it is. But I mean, I was just ecstatic. I was so excited, but
So, now you and feel free. I mean, you can be real and honest here. This is a safe space, okay? How much did Florida, the fact that it was in Florida, how much did that weigh in on the decision?
I mean, it definitely helped the decision a little bit, but I'm because obviously it's exciting that it's 7 miles from Miami and 11 miles from the beach, so it's such a good location. But I mean, that definitely helped a little bit. But overall, I visited 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
or maybe a week ago, and the girls and the coaches were just I loved them, so I definitely fell in love. But
Leon, she already got it mapped out. She said it's exactly 7.3 miles and 11 miles. You turn left or right.
Hey, Reesa, we got to tell you, we were just talking about college and pro sports teams where there are cities that they just take their teams in and out. They won't stay. And they say when they go to Miami, they don't stay because athletes get the Miami flu. So, do you understand what the Miami flu is?
like they don't want to leave.
They don't want to leave, and they've been up all night, so they really can't perform because there's so much to do. So, I hope if you got to get the Miami flu in your system, just get it in early so it doesn't affect your volleyball season.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about volleyball a little bit. Batesville having a great year this year. Correct me if I'm wrong on these numbers. This is just what's out there, max prep or whatnot. You guys 22-4,
Yep.
perfect in conference play, and you got a big conference match this week with Greensburg. You got them the first time. This will be the second time you guys have played them. But how big is this match tonight?
I mean, this match is huge because we played them a lot earlier in the season and we did
Hmm.
actually lose in 5. It was a very close game. So this one actually counts this time for conference. So this
Right.
one's super important. But also Batesville is just the team that when people are about to play them, we're the team that people want to beat. So they always bring their best for us. And so Greensburg has lost to teams that we've beaten so easily because they
Hmm.
just don't care as much about the match. So I mean, they're definitely going to come in swinging. So we just need to start strong, but it's a huge match.
Now will this one decide the conference or because there's a couple of undefeateds in conference play. Will this one pretty much decide it, or will it be one with East Central that will decide it?
No, so we've already beat EC twice, so they're
Okay.
not even in the running.
Right.
Basically, I think right now it's just between us, Greensburg, and Lawrenceburg. So we play
Wow.
Greensburg tonight and we play Lawrenceburg on Thursday. So it's a big week, but
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you might be up to it.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So, Reesa, I was talking to Ava. We had Ava South and Addie Weiler on, and I even did this with the guys on the football team. But tonight when you have a kill and it just like shoots off a girl's chest or a neck or whatever, I need you to hit the ground. I need you to go just one time, just once.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe something my teammates would do. I'm not a big like cheer, if that makes sense. I feel like when I get in the game, I stay focused, and it's normally my teammates that fire everybody else up. I stay cool and collected. I don't really go up or down, so I don't know.
Well, help me out here. Take us behind the velvet rope. I have always wondered about this. Okay, after every point scored, both sides, both teams always huddle immediately after that kill. What are you guys saying to each other?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, if we get the kill, we're just cheering and excited, and we're like, okay, keep it up, let's go. Like, whoever's serving right now will be like, get on a run.
Yeah,
But if we didn't get the point and say it's a big kill by somebody, we're just like, hey, like, that's a good point, whatever, like, move on to the next. But if it's a dumb kill where we shouldn't have let it drop, then
right.
we'll just be like, take accountability, or either just talk about it between the passers and just say, like, oh, whose ball is that? Do you want that? Or just like we can't have that happen again if it's just a silly little tip or roll that shouldn't drop. But yeah, it's mostly just communicating about the next play normally.
Okay.
Risa, what would you say? I mean, obviously, you guys have a special team this year with a special chemistry. What's been the biggest reason for that this year?
I mean, honestly, for me, I think the team dynamic is so different than it was last year, just the way that we get along with each other. But we're also a very I feel like most teams we play, they have one or two good girls on their team, but I feel like we're a very balanced team. And the fact that, like, obviously I'm a big part of the team, but we have Sophie and Maddie and our setter, and our defense is good. So we're just a well rounded team, I think. And I think that throws people off a lot. So we're just more well balanced than other teams, I think.
Now, of course, Reesa volleyball is a sport that a lot of people on the fringe aren't that familiar with the sport itself, how it's played, the lingo, for example. There's so much in there that the average person just may not know. So help us out there a little bit. Um, I saw when I called my first volleyball match, I was shocked at how fast pace it was, and I literally could not keep up at first. Talk to us a little bit about the pace of the game.
Yeah, so obviously it depends on the level of play, but for us, we try to run a fast offense. So that means our sets are coming in a lot faster. So it's definitely a lot of communication and things like that. But
Sure.
also just the time between points, you don't have a lot of time to like recollect yourself. So it's definitely a huge mental game because if you make a mistake, you can't be dwelling on that and be like, oh, well, I don't want this next ball because if you just made that mistake, the server is most likely to serve to you again. So you kind of just have to recollect yourself. And I feel like that's definitely hard with the fast pace of the game, but it's also my favorite part. So
Hey,
Cool.
Risa, your coaches speak highly of you. One coach said when you came in as a freshman, you told her she told you you had D1 potential, which I'm sure you remember. You started as a middle, and then you asked if you could be moved to an outside hitter. Explain to people the difference between middle and outside hitter and why you asked to have that opportunity.
yeah, so as a middle, it's more of a blocking role and you don't get as much of a leadership position. But for me, I wanted to play six rotations. And normally your middles don't play all the way around just because they have to switch with the libero and everything like that. So I definitely wanted the outside spot for the leadership role is the biggest part just because you're always on the court and you can just talk to everybody. And the your six rotation outside definitely provides a lot of stability on the court. Just it keeps the court calm. Just having that same person in on the court all the time, it's just like nice to look at them. So I definitely wanted to be that person for the team. So that ultimately kind of decided that I did want to be an outside instead. But
So, Risa, obviously, being an outside hitter was kind of promoted, and that's where you played on your club team. Tell us what your journey's been like from being on the club your first year at SCIVB, I think,
yeah.
all the way through where you are now.
Yeah, so my club experience was definitely a little different than most just because of where we live. I mean, Batesville is right in between Cincy, right in between Indy, and so you don't have a lot of big clubs near us. The closest club that played at the open level was 50 minutes away. So my mom made me wait till I got my license and I could drive myself. So that definitely didn't help as much, but my last year, my 16th year, was my first year playing at an open level club. And it's so different because with SEIVB, you just play from January to around the end of March. But with this club, you start in November and you go till end of July. So it's a huge adjustment, and just the level of coaching and the level of play is so different. But if anybody's looking to play volleyball in college or they're taking it seriously, I definitely recommend going to an open level club because it helped me so much. Just I improved so much between like not even just my play, but also just I made some of my best friends, and my coaches were so good about focusing on the mental side too. And I feel like coming back to school this season, I play so much more mature and just I'm just a much better player all the way around because of it. But it was definitely a huge adjustment period at first. I got a lot worse before I got a lot better, but that's just kind of what you have to do. So
Okay, so let's help everybody understand. Anybody that doesn't know you does not understand the degree in which you have matured over time. Um, I remember the girl that didn't like the sport that I loved to coach her in, and I thought she was really good. Basketball. Yeah, I said it. And I remember you being in tears because you hated basketball so much. What is it about volleyball that you love?
I don't even really know why I didn't like basketball so much. I mean maybe it's because it's a contact sport and I just don't like contact sports. I'm not sure. But I really don't know why, but volleyball, I just love crushing a ball, and like volleyball's such like an art, so to say. Like there's so many little tiny things that change your game so much. So I think I just like being able to like learn so much more every single practice and just take in all that information, which it's a lot. I have a notes app full of just tons of things that I can remind myself on before games, but I don't know. I think I do like basketball is fast paced too, but
Sure.
I'm not sure. I just fell in love with volleyball, so
So when you talk about preparation, when you said you have a pages in your notes pages on your phone that you look at before games, today's a game day.
mhm.
So what's your typical day look like with game day? Knowing that you're on fall break now, but what does a day typically look like for you on game day to get yourself prepared?
Yeah, so it's obviously different with school and versus fall break, but today I just like I always wake up early. I don't ever set an alarm. I just wake up at like 8 every single day. But I wake up and I really make sure to eat good on game days just because you don't want to feel like weighted down or anything like that. But I don't know. I just normally have a good breakfast, good lunch, and then normally for club, I would have an energy drink, but our coaches don't let us have energy drinks, so I have to kind of substitute that. But I just make sure to drink a lot of water, and then also just focusing on my game. Like I said, I do look at that notes app before every single one of my games. I just have separate little things for hitting, passing, serving, all things like that. Just little mental reminders that help me throughout my game. If I'm struggling on something, I can just think back to like, oh, like I just need to do this little tweak and it'll fix it. So I don't know, definitely just that and just getting into the right headspace. But
Risa, your coach has said so many great things about you when I was having a conversation with you and telling her that we were going to do this interview of the pod. She talked about you becoming more consistent, improving. It's like you're a sponge on picking up tips and different things like that, which probably goes into your notes page. But tell us about the aspect where when you started to see that you were becoming a better player and you started to watch more film and be a student of the game.
yeah, like you said with film, it's not even just watching my film. I feel like watching volleyball at a high level, whether it's the new pro league that just came out or just college volleyball, it's so helpful to watch them because you can watch the things that they do and just the way they play. They just play so smooth. And so it's definitely I definitely see some of it coming onto my film and just like either the way I approach or my movement on the court or things like that. But definitely film helps a lot. I feel like I watch film almost every single day just because I love the sport. I love to watch it, but
Mhm.
it's also just so helpful to see, especially in volleyball. On huddle, there's like a slow mo thing, and
Mm.
I will always slow it down on either my approach or my passing, and you can see where you meant like where you went wrong, whether you just didn't move your feet early enough or it's your hand contact. So film definitely helps a lot to watch, but
Well, the one thing I want to tell you is that seriously, you have come a long way, and I know there's a lot of people happy for you, but your favorite basketball coach could not be any more proud of you. So nice work.
thank you.
Bruins Guts Willer is the right choice for your next construction project. We strive to deliver unparalleled service to our clients by focusing on craftsmanship and quality. Our core values of integrity, professionalism, and fair pricing all but ensures our clients receive the best possible experience. Whether it's commercial construction, remodeling an existing space, or even building a luxurious home, we offer a comprehensive suite of construction management services. So before you break ground, give us a call at 812-934-2105. Bruins Guts Willer, building a better future for southeastern Indiana for over 100 years.
You know, Leon, one of the things that I like most about working and living in Batesville, it's the community. Batesville has a little something for everyone, and FCN Bank is the exact same way. Whether it's my personal or business needs, FCN offered me an array of banking products and services that would fit my every banking need. Don't take my word for it. You should check it out yourself at www.fcnbank.com. FCN Bank, building stronger communities. Member FDIC. Reesa, let me ask you this. As you were going through and talking about your notes page and watching film, now I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume that most volleyball players aren't doing these things that you're doing. Where does that come from? What would you accredit your desire to just constantly learn and improve?
I mean, I'm very self-motivated. I love doing little things just to make myself better every day, even outside of volleyball. But for me, I feel like it really just comes from your headspace and wanting to get better because last year was my first club season,
Mm-hmm.
but I would stay after practice, every single practice, 1 to 2 hours every single night. I would get home at 12 in the morning,
Mm.
and on school nights, I would just get home so late because I loved staying in the gym and just working. It was normally just me and my setter or me and another girl that stayed after, but I feel like that definitely helped me so much because in practice, it's more of a team aspect and you're working on the team part of it.
Sure, sure.
But after practice, it would just be my coaches, me, and a setter, and I could just really focus in on things that I needed to work on. And I feel like that was definitely one of the biggest things that helped me to grow my game was definitely just putting in the extra work and the extra reps because if I'm not putting in the extra work, somebody else is. So you just have to know that like whatever you do is making you better and it's not just going to come to you. You have to put in the work yourself. So
Risa, when people see you play, they think, "Oh my gosh, she's got all kind of ability. She's really good," but they don't think about the sacrifices that you've made, getting home at midnight, different things like that. Tell us a little bit about how you've had to sacrifice and sometimes haven't gotten to be just a normal teenager to reach your goal.
yeah, I mean, obviously with club, I some nights I wouldn't do some of my homework because I was staying so late after practice or I
Listen,
missed a
hey,
lot of school.
I know I said it was a safe place, but I don't know if we're gonna put that out there about you not doing homework.
I mean, I keep up on my grades really well, but
Of course you do.
but definitely just with the tournament schedule, we have 11 tournaments and they're big tournaments too. It's a lot of travel. My nationals was in Vegas this year, so that was the first week of July, and so that just took out a hunk of my summer. But I missed Easter this year because of volleyball. I had a tournament. It's just you miss a lot of family things, and you a lot of miss a like you miss a lot of family time for the sport. But I wouldn't change it for anything because your team does become your family. I mean, I love the girls on that team, and I'm so sad that I won't play with them next year, but you definitely sacrifice a lot of like just regular family time that you would have with holidays and things like that. But
So, Risa, who do you get your ability from, mom or dad?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
better be careful. You better be careful.
I don't know. This is hard because I feel like my mom was the more athletic and like hard worker than my dad was, but obviously I got my height from my dad. So I don't know. I think I might have to give it to my dad just because if I wasn't this tall, like I probably wouldn't be as good of a hitter as I am. So
So, I just want to recap this, make sure I got this right. So your mom gave you all the dedication and hard work, the things that it takes, but your lazy dad was just tall.
pretty much.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard you right. Reesa, let me ask you this. Now, you were talking about watching volleyball at the higher levels and watching elite players play. And when I've watched collegiate volleyball, there's always the one player in the different colored jersey. Help our listeners understand this person and their role on the team.
Yeah, so the person with the different colored jersey is strictly back row. They're called a libero.
Okay.
And they're normally your best passer on the team. They're always in the game, and they switch with the middles. So normally you have to rotate all the way around. So that player would have to go in the front row and sit on the bench. But because they're the libero, they don't ever go out. So they just stay on the court the whole time, and they lead the back court basically. And they're just a huge part of the team on defense overall. I mean, they lead serve receive, they lead in digs, like they're very important. But yeah, they switch with the middles, and so the different colored jersey, I guess it's just to help the refs maybe,
Because
just between
they're not
switching in and
allowed
out.
to hit it all over the net, right? They have to pass or something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's the one that got me every time, that rule. I'm like, man, why didn't she just kill that? She was right there. But yeah, they have to pass to
Yeah.
somebody else. They can't score a point on their own.
No.
Got it.
So, Risa, this year, and I know we're all over the place, but when we talk about your team, it's been different this year from a team chemistry, team culture standpoint. Who are the seniors and how have they played a role in that?
Yeah, so we have three seniors this year, Ava Pounder, Sophie Gazelle, and Allie Peters. Allie did tear her ACL in basketball, so it
Mm.
does really suck that we couldn't have her this year. She was a huge part of our team. She led us in blocks last season, was second in kills last season, and she was just a huge leader on the court and just made it so fun. So it sucks not being able to have her this year, but she's still always here. And I mean, the freshmen and underclassmen love her so much. She's so fun to be around, but Sophie, I feel like Sophie's role, she keeps the court very calm. She doesn't get too down on herself ever, and she's always just there to lead them. She's kind of like the mom of the team, is what everybody says. She always knows what's going on all the time. And then Ava, she's a setter, and so she kind of leads the offense. She's like the quarterback of the team, is what a lot of people say. So she's just important for pretty much everything. I mean, she's the one that decides like who's gonna get the ball, who's on right now. So she has a huge role. She's also our top server. So like we get on a lot of runs when we're in that rotation when she's serving, and she's a good leader on the court as like she keeps everybody super up and like gets everybody excited. So our seniors are very good this year. So
Good deal. Good deal. You mentioned Allie and all of her production last year. How have you guys been able to replace or reproduce that same level of production without her?
yeah, so it was definitely a big decision on who we were going to put because we had Grace Walter, who's a junior. She was a right side her sophomore year. And
Okay.
so, but she had past middle experience. She had always been a middle until her sophomore year. They put her right side. So she was always like a big person that we could put there. But then there was also a freshman that came in. Her name's Maggie Jelenik. And she has a lot of potential. You can just tell she's a little more new to the sport. So she is still working on a lot of things, but it
Mm.
could have been either of them. But then we also had Addison Lewers and Brooke Wilhelm, who were both hitters. They're smaller, they wouldn't be middles. But if we put Maggie Jelenik, the freshman, up there, then one of them wouldn't get to play. So I think that probably made was a huge part. But so we ended up putting Grace in middle, and it was definitely an adjustment at first just because Grace hadn't played middle in a little bit. But Grace is doing very well now, and her blocking is a lot better. And I mean, it would be great if we had Allie, but Grace is doing great right now. So
Good deal. Good
When you
deal.
talk about your teammates, Risa, um, Maddie Haskamp, do you see her following a similar path as you?
yeah, so I know Maddie did mention wanting to play in college. She actually said she feels like she's not good enough to go D1, and I told her, I was like, that is not true because Maddie has so much potential. I mean, she's
Mhm.
already D1 material right now. She's just still working on a couple things, but her block timing, she's one of the best blockers in the conference in my opinion. She's still working on the offensive part, but I mean, that'll come. But I mean, I can definitely see Maddie playing in college if she really wants to, but she's playing for a better club this year, I think, which is good. So that'll give her some more opportunities and things like that. But I can definitely see Maddie playing in college. So
We got to be careful with these clubs. Maddie might come back this year and tell Coach Kateri, "Hey, I need to be an outside hitter."
I think Maddie is very good at middle. So and she's a tall player, but she has a good vertical too, and her blocking timing is very good. And I feel like that's kind of something I struggled with when I was a middle. My blocking wasn't the best, and blocking is definitely a huge part of being a middle. I mean, that's one of your biggest roles. So I don't know. I think Maddie's a very good middle, but
Is Maddie? Is she 6'1" now? 6
uh,
foot?
I mean, I'm 6'1", and whenever I stand next to her in pictures, I'm like a little bit taller, but I think she is 6'1" because we're like right there by each
Yeah.
other. So I think she
Mhm.
is.
So let me ask this question. I've asked it to the majority of the athletes I talk to. I don't care who the coach is or what the sport. Every coach tells me they hate road games. Every athlete tells me they love road trips and away games. I need you to take us behind the velvet rope once more and tell me about one of these uh, legendary bus trips or road games that the volleyball team takes.
Well, I mean, for me, I honestly, I don't like away games because I have my routine when I'm at home. I like being able to do my own thing before the game and get there like at the time and have time by myself at the house. So sometimes on the bus, I just it's so uncomfortable for the like on the bus for me just because the seats are so terrible. But it does end up being fun. We actually used to play a card game called I don't remember what it's called. It was some type of like fish card game, and we
Right.
used to play it all the time. I don't. It was so dumb. Oh, it was called What the Fish, and it was just like this dumb game. But I don't know. We haven't done this in a while actually, but we will bring a speaker on the bus and just listen to music, and that like definitely hypes us all up.
Sure.
But I mean, for me, I like the bus ride home a lot more. Well, if we win, but I like the bus ride home a lot more just because everybody's in a good mood, everybody's happy, everybody's like having fun. But I mean, the coaches probably don't like it because we're loud and they're trying to focus. But I mean, we have also little things we do. I don't think most teams do this, but we have different type of like team things we do. I don't know what to call them, but we everybody J team, JV, C team, and varsity. They have a hat like with everybody's names, and you pick a name a few days before, and then we'll have like an assignment to do that we'll read on the bus for that person. So one time we had to write like a letter to them about why they were important to the team,
Oh wow.
and then you would give it to them on the bus. Or today we're doing, they're called plate awards.
Okay.
So she gave us a paper plate, and you have to give them basically just an award. So it can be anything. It could be volleyball related. It can be not volleyball related. Um, some that people did last year. I think I got middle back's worst fear, and somebody got like the prettiest on the team award. Like it can be so like it can be volleyball or not volleyball. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I definitely like those just because it's not like you get to pick who you're getting
Sure.
on the team. It's
Right.
random on the team. So it definitely helps bring all three teams together in my opinion because you have to find like the good in everybody, and like obviously varsity is like the higher level, and so like if you get someone on C team, I feel like normally people would think that is a bad thing, but I love when I get the lower people, like the people that are not on varsity, because I love being able to give them my advice. I love being able to give them confidence because I know that my confidence my freshman year was terrible. So I just love being able to give them like I don't know, just more confidence in themselves. But I definitely like doing those things on the bus just because I feel like it brings us together. But
That's awesome. That is awesome. You mentioned, so let's pretend. Okay, let's pretend today on the trip up, you've got the speaker. What song is it that gets the team like so hype? What's the team song?
Hey,
I don't.
Reesa, you want me to tell you what song you need to play?
What?
What's my favorite song?
Oh, by Dua Lipa. I don't remember what it's called.
Come on.
But it's actually funny because every single time that song comes on, me and Grace look at each other and we're like, Leon.
It's Levitating with Dua Lipa
Oh,
and the
yeah.
baby.
I forgot what it was called, but me and every single time that song comes on, whether it's in warm-ups or anything, we still always like it still reminds us of you. So
I love it. I love it.
What she did tell you is when the song comes on, they also roll their eyes and go, Leon.
no.
Thanks a lot.
No, but with all seriousness, so what's the jam? What gets the team fired up, ready to go?
I don't know. I feel like we have a few. I mean, I'm trying to really think here, but I can't think of like one specific one. I feel like okay, this is kind of funny, but there's this TikTok sound and it's just this stupid trend of like you put something on this picture of I think it's like a Barbie dolphin or something.
Right?
The song is like I don't know what it's called, but it's like I just want to be a part of your symphony. And we play that song in warm-ups, and I don't know why, but it just gets everybody's mood so up. And the song is so dumb, so it doesn't even make sense, but it just like makes everybody happy. Oh, I know what song it is. It's Juju on that beat.
Oh
That's
my
the one.
gosh.
We always get really hyped to that. That's the one actually. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. I'm picturing it in my head right now.
Reesa, does anybody on the team have rhythm? Like, is anybody dancing or?
I would say that Addison Lures is pretty good at dancing. She's
You know,
probably
Addie,
good.
she looks like she could dance. She looks like she could dance.
Yeah, she got some good moves, but
Because you know, I don't want to say it, but there's this thing
Stop.
when girls dance, and especially girls like on Batesville's team, they always want to do their hands.
Oh God.
So I tell my wife, who's similar to the girls on the team, put your hands down. Do not put your hands up.
yeah, that's probably like Maddie Haskamp a little. She is a terrible dancer.
Oh, no. Okay, let me regain control and focus here. Oh my goodness. First off, with all sincerity, Reesa, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and cannot say how happy we are for you in terms of your next endeavors heading down to FIU. I know you're going to be a big addition to their program, to their team. They're really in a good position to have you there. So just wish you all the best.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
And Reesa, if any coach ever says, Reesa, I really like the way you bounce back and just play the next play, you can tell them that you learned that from me in the one-room schoolhouse gym.
Oh, those practices were so terrible. They were so hot, but me and Grace loved going to them. We still talk about them.
Because it was me. Yeah, come on.
They talk about it with an eye roll, Leon.
No.
So listen, every time we bring someone on the show, we end the show the exact same way. We call it our one hitter quitter. That's where I'm going to ask you one question, hard hitting in nature, and yes, you have to answer. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Tonight, you and the ladies take on Greensburg. This game will go a long way in deciding who the EIAC conference champ's going to be. Who wins the game and what's the score?
Okay, for me, I feel really confident tonight. I think Greensburg played so well against us, and we some of the girls on the team went to other games where it was either North Decatur versus Greensburg, and they just played so well against us. So I am very confident. It's still probably going to be a close game because they're still going to bring it,
Right.
but I think it's still going to be close. But I think we're probably going to win in 4,
Mm,
and I think that it'll be like 25-20, 20-23. I mean 20-25, and then like 23-25, and then we're going to have a game that's probably like 27-29 or something crazy. I feel like we always do that against our better opponents. We had a game
sure.
against Lawrenceburg this year that the final score was, I think, 31-29, I think.
Mm,
So that game was long,
yeah.
but
So
yeah,
no
I'm very confident.
good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear you say. Not overconfident, not claiming straight sets, but get them in 4.
Hmm.
I like it. I like it. Well, again, Reesa, thank you so much. Good luck tonight. Go ahead and get that speaker box tuned up to you guys' song so y'all can jam out on the way to the game. And let's go ahead and get that EIAC conference championship wrapped up tonight.
Yes, thank you guys.
Reesa, thank you so much.
And that's going to do it for this one. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this show possible. They include Bronze Gutzwiller, the right choice for your next construction project, and FCN Bank, building stronger communities, member FDIC. Also, we'd like to thank our friends of the program. They include Margaret Mary Health, S&B Driving School, and Country 103.9 WRBI. And as always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. And remember, be a friend and tell a friend about Overtime with Terrence and Leon.